A beautiful day it is. About turn. What is about turn? What does it mean? It means when you are in the thick of it and you recognize that you are in the thick of it, you jump right into polarity and you say, no, I see where I am, but over there is where I want to be. And so here is the behavior I'm going to do, as opposed to what we love to do. We sit there and we say, oh, why is this happening to me? That is not the time nor the place to ask such a question. Recognize where you are, decide where you want to be, and start doing the new action right there, right now. Why? Because when you start to do that new action right there, right now, you change the vibration. You change the vibration, you feel it in your body. You feel it in your body, you do the new behavior. This is how you do it. This is how we do it. Couldn't help myself. But this is exactly how we do it. You do not have to sit in an undesirable state at any given time. So long as you recognize where you are and what you're doing, well, that means you've got to be aware. You've got to be aware. You notice how sometimes where we say, oh, I feel horrible. I don't know what to do. Oh, stop right there. Get out polarity. Polarity tells you, where are you? Where do you want to be? The reason I am drilling this home is because I keep seeing it. I keep hearing it. I don't know what's wrong. I can't. No. It's not a matter of what you can and can't do. It is, where are you now and where do you want to be? That is what it comes down to. Because the minute you think about this, when you turn your attention from the undesirable to the desirable, the vibration has to change to match. That's it. That's the difference between entangling with somebody and preserving your mental health. That's the difference. This is why we observe and we don't judge. Observe, but don't judge. If you find yourself in an undesirable situation, clearly you know where you are. That's how you can call it undesirable. Well, so then where do you want to be instead? And you start the behavior that takes you towards the desirable. That's what you do every single time. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the more you do it, well, then it becomes your lifestyle, right? So then you're never caught in a position where you put yourself in a position to be disrespected. Why? Because you do not live disrespect. You do not live disrespect. You do not live it at all. At all. Which means you're quick on the draw. When you see something and you're like, I'm going to address this right now. You address it. I'm talking about the things within yourself. Because when you do that, when you address the things within yourself, the outside will change to match. Because that is the law. And when you are focused in the direction of where you want to be, you begin to see opportunities that you can take advantage of and use in your favor. I wonder why that is. Because the law is always working in your favor. All day, every day, the law works in your favor. This is not my opinion. It is law, as within, so without. You think it, you can see that image in your mind. The law is working in your favor at all times, because all created things are governed by law. So if you say, you know what, I don't feel good about this thing that's happening in my life right now. How do I want it to be? And it's not a matter of do you think it is possible or not. It has nothing to do with possible or impossible because all things are possible by way of law. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can sprout wings. I don't want to say let's be realistic. I want to say to you, consider. Consider. You always have people who ask that, well, can I grow wings? And I'm like, Lord, help me today. Right? No, we're not going to grow wings because we're not birds. We're human. Humans don't have wings. Right? That's the disclaimer. That's what I'll say to you. All things are possible. Yes. Now, if you catch yourself in an undesirable behavior, stop what you're doing and where am I? Where do I want to be? Every single time. Because that is all it takes. That is all it takes. The minute you put your attention upon where you want to be, that's where you start going. You know this by way of driving. If you say, I want to reverse, and you look over your shoulder to reverse, you have to put the car in reverse. Because you're telling the car what direction to go in. Based upon what? Your thought. This is all it is. This is as easy as it is. If it's so easy, Angela, why is everybody not doing it? Because they think it is harder than it is. Of course, it seems challenging in the beginning because we've spent so much time doing one thing in a particular way. We have a neural pathway set down already. And in order to form a new neural pathway, you have to do a new behavior consistently until it takes root and forms a new neural pathway. When babies start to speak, when their words become coherent to your ear, that new neural pathway has been finalized based upon all the things they took in. So if you don't, this is why when they tell you if you don't speak to your baby, it won't develop the way of speaking because you're not interacting with the baby. You're not consistently doing something with that baby in order for them to lay down a new neural pathway. You see, they are learning. So because you think they cannot understand what you're saying, that's not the case. So if you say, oh, well, they don't understand me anyway, so why speak? They will not form the pathway towards speech. This is the same for you, and this is the same for me, because this is the design of the human. So you must use it. It's not that it's hard. It's that we haven't practiced the new way. It's the same thing with walking. They practice and they fall down, practice and they fall down until that new neural pathway for walking has been solidified. But if they don't get up after they fall, they do not make the pathway. So for us, now that we're here, because we can walk and we can talk, yes? What do? You see the thing that you're doing that you do not like. Sometimes we don't want to admit it to ourselves. Oh my God, I'm in this relationship because if I don't stay in this relationship, I'm going to be alone. I haven't met anybody for years. I'm not good enough. This is the best I can do. You have a neural pathway set down for that behavior. So to form a new neural pathway, you must begin to do a new activity. The new activity is, I'm not going to tolerate being spoken to in that fashion. If it happens again, I will say, no thanks, you speak to me this way. And I won't just do it with them, I will do it with me. If I say unsavory things to myself, I will change them and say, no, I say this to myself. I edify myself. I uplift myself. Well, why would I want to uplift myself? Because I'm forming a new neural pathway for how I speak to myself. And how I speak to myself is how others will speak to me. These are the things that we say. These are the things that we live out. This is how we pivot right away from any undesirable situation. Oh, but I did that. I didn't ask if you did it. I'm asking you if you're doing it. Are you doing it? Oh, I lived that way. Are you living that way? Those are two separate things. We don't do it once and stop. We do it because it becomes our lifestyle now. And as I said, even though it may seem challenging to you, even though it may seem challenging, remember, it is only challenging because you are unfamiliar with doing it. That's it. But the more you do it, the more familiar it becomes, the easier it becomes. Now it is your habit. Now it becomes your lifestyle. And how do you recognize which thing to change? This question was asked of me yesterday. How do you recognize which thing to change first? There's so many things. The one that's in your face the most. That's where you start, because you're seeing it the most. If you're seeing it the most, that's it saying your name. Answer and say, oh, that's what I'm doing? Yes. And employ polarity right away. You see, here's the thing. We do use these laws on a daily basis, just unconsciously, or as Neville Goddard says, unwittingly. We don't know what we're doing. It's just on autopilot. It is no longer good enough to be on autopilot. There's too much going on in the world for us to remain on autopilot. We must be deliberate. This is why when you see it, you catch it, and you do that about turn right there, right then. It's like potty training. As soon you have to watch that child real close to look for the faces. Number 2 face is different from number 1 face, right? So you gotta watch them. So as soon as you see the face start, you pick them up and you run and you go. Here we go in the body. What are you telling them? Every time you feel that sensation, you're gonna go here. Every time you feel that sensation, you're gonna go here. And you have to be consistent with it, or else you delay their progress and you end up with wet pants. So you see where every time you look around in your life, you see the law everywhere. And it is always based upon the consistency of the thought and the consistency of the action. Because those two things will determine the action that you do. But we're so quick to throw in the towel. Since we're on babies, we'll say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We don't give up. Reassess the situation and do an about turn. I loved being in cadets for that one reason. Just the way the drill sergeant would say, about turn. It was always such a beautiful rhythm he would say it with. But that's what we do. We make that quick pivot. It is in that action of the quick pivot that you are reconditioning yourself. And pretty soon, you stop reconditioning yourself because you do the new conditioned thing. Yeah, but Angela, how does that work? How does that work for no money? Polarity says you have no money right now. and it's asking you, would you like money? Okay, yes, yes, I would. Always think in terms of mutual benefit. Why? Mutual benefit keeps you honest. Because then you won't exploit and you won't be exploited either. Just saying. So, what happens with this? You say, well, what skills do I have that I can use? How can I monetize my skills? And you write down all the skills that you've got. And then you decide, do I want to be an entrepreneur or do I want to be an employee? Based upon what you're doing there. Well, if I want to be an entrepreneur, how many clients do I need? Now you need to know your fixed things. Why do you do that? I know Neville Goddard says you don't have to lift a finger to make anything happen. But do you know why he says you don't need to lift a finger to make anything happen? Because you must be clear about what it is that you want. And how do you get clarity? You write it down. That's how you get clarity. You see what you are doing. And when you see what you're doing, and you're seeing which direction you're going in, along the way, they call it birds before land. They call it signs. I'm like, no, they're called opportunities that arise because you are in that direction. That's what it's called. And because you're looking in that direction, you can see every single opportunity that comes your way and you say, look at that. Look at that synchronicity. Look at that coincidence. But deep down, you know, well, that is the law of correspondence, isn't it? That's the law of causation. Because I was clear about where I wanted to be and what I wanted to experience, here come all of these opportunities that I can take advantage of. And people on the outside of you go, oh my God, you're so lucky. Why do things just fall into your lap? It didn't just fall into your lap. You made way for it. You made way for it. It was coming to you and you just cleared the path so that it could roll right up. But in order to get to that place, practice your about turns. Practice the art of catching yourself where you are and deciding where you want to be. Catch those things. That's what we do. We catch those things. Let us take a moment to welcome everybody into the space on such a lovely day. Let's flip it a little bit. Let's start on YouTube today. Empress Ella, I see you. Mrs. Ravioli, Shea Butter, Master Glam, hello. Synovia, David. Not grand rising to you, my beautiful darling. The better man. The better man. I see you. Twitter, hey. Lilith is here. Meep is here. Jeff, howdy, y'all. I see you. It's good to see you in the Twitter sphere. Fan base. Let's see who's here. Zola, Yamila, My, Melanin, Summer Rose, Matthias. Oh, Carolina. Couldn't help myself there. Coach, Coco Love, and I catch your last name is Lewis? Lewis. And Miss McQueen. I see you. Thank you all for being here on such a lovely day. It is a lovely day. You see, be reminded. Be reminded that it is simpler than it is. All that has happened is that you were simply doing it another way. And the way that you could have been consistent, you were consistent on the left, you can be consistent on the right because you are already being consistent. You already are. You've heard the phrase, you don't have to reinvent the wheel because you don't. Be consistent in the opposite direction. This is why polarity is there for you. Polarity exists to make your life simpler. Well, all the laws exist to make your life simpler, but we pick polarity when we're going to make a change. We take ourselves from to. And how do we do that? By choosing the behaviors that you choose, the new behavior that you're going to pivot to. Because the minute you realign your attention, you change the vibration, your body will register that change. And all these things happen within like a split second. Your body will tell you for sure, oh, we're on the right track because it feels good. That's what it will tell you every time. And you know it feels good because your shoulders are relaxed, the breathing is nice and easy, and you feel a sense of anticipation and ease all at the same time. But if the body is tense and you're fidgeting and you're pacing, you know you're not facing the direction you want to be in. You know when that happens to your body, you're trying to figure it out. You can't figure it out. Just point yourself in the direction that you want to go in, and the pieces fall into place. And how do those pieces look? Like opportunities. You ever heard somebody say, oh my God, you're in the right place at the right time all the time? Because they don't deviate. They stay the course. That's why it looks like their opportunities just keep, oh look, there's another one and another one. An opportunity for you and an opportunity for you. That's what it looks like. Because they are focused in that direction. So that's why they see it. And if you notice, it works in the opposite direction as well. If you are Grumpy Gus, you're going to encounter arguments all the time. And you'll wonder, how did I get so unlucky? It has nothing to do with luck. It's just a matter of where are you facing right now? What has your entire attention? That is what it is. And when you recognize that, because what do they say about attention? It's expensive because you got to pay attention, yes? That's why. What gets your attention, and why does it get your attention so easily? But here's the thing, to reprogram yourself, to retrain your way of being. If you say, you know what, I'm going to stay focused more. Every time you get distracted, go back to the thing that you want to be focused on. Consistently. Why? Because the more you redirect yourself in the direction you want to be in, your brain will stay there. Oh, it will fight you at first because it's so used to that thing. But that's just its design. That's its design. To pay attention. So today, be reminded that we do that about turn. Don't stop and try and figure out, why do I feel bad? No, do you want to feel bad? No, you don't. What do you want to feel instead? So acknowledge what you're feeling. You must acknowledge it. If you don't acknowledge it, how can you say, I want to be over there? You don't bury your feelings. You don't sweep them under a rug. Acknowledge it. Why does that hurt? Acknowledge the pain that is there. And once you've acknowledged it, you say, all right, that does not feel good. Every time I do that thing, it feels that way. You know what? That's a habit. I don't want that habit anymore. Then what new habit would you like to make? It's as simple as that. But you've got to start doing the new behavior. You can't sit on your couch and go, I make great decisions. I make great decisions. Which great decision did you make? Or are you just saying, I make great decisions? You have to do it. You have to embody. Listen to what Neville says. You have to embody. Where's Cyber? You have to embody the state. What does embody mean? Use your body to do it. embody means to do it, to involve the body. To involve the body, you are actively doing something. So today, what are we going to remember about this about turn? It's a split second. You know, I guess depends on the car you drive. It can turn on a dime. Yeah, that's how we do things. Turn on a dime. Don't wallow in it. Because it's charged up, right? It's charged up real good because you've had it with your attention all this time. So it's really strong. It's real strong. But if you turn yourself in the direction of the new behavior, you disempower the old one. You disempower the old one. This is why you don't get rid of habits. You don't break them. That pathway has been set down in the brain already. So you have to build a new pathway. That's what you got to do. Build a new one. I trust that these things made sense to you today because we hear all the time life is hard and you got to fight. It's not that it is hard and that we have to fight. Look at how many times we've heard that. It's the only way we know how to be, to fight. It's the only way we know how to be. Do we want a new way? People say, well, if everybody's just blissful, then how do you grow and how do you learn? You think the absence of war means bliss? War shouldn't be there in the first place. Violence shouldn't be there in the first place. That's the thing that's out of order. Utopia has nothing to do with that. Utopia has to do with peace of mind, inner peace, satisfaction. War is not a way of life. It isn't. It is solely out of order. But because we know what, 1914 to 1918, 1939 to 1945, World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, we know all of those dates, right? Why? Because they've become normal to us. We just expect them now. But the same way we expect those, how did we become expectant of those things? Because we were told it all day, every day. So now to become expectant of peace inside yourself. How can I ask the world to be peaceful if I am not peaceful within myself? Who's making up the world? Each and every one of us. So that's why we do that about turn. Anytime you feel that turmoil, you're like, oh, what is that? What is that? It tells you exactly where it's coming from because the situation is before you that triggered it. So because you're looking at the effect, you can go back and find that cause. And you say, oh my God, I'm behaving like this because I feel inadequate? Oh, none of that. Well, I don't want to feel inadequate anymore. I'm adequate. Why am I adequate? Because the law tells me if I feel adequate on the inside, I'll encounter that experience on the outside. But how does someone behave when they feel adequate, when they feel worthy? How do you treat someone who you deem important to you? You treat them with respect. You encourage them. Well, then that's what you do to begin your journey towards adequacy. And you get up and you do them every single day until you no longer have to think about being adequate. You are adequate. This is how we do that about turn. That's why I told you guys about the umbrellas. Fear is an umbrella. Anger is an umbrella. Why are you angry? What happened in that experience you just had that triggered your anger? That is what you look at, and that is what you acknowledge. And that is what you change. That behavior. If you go somewhere, you say, oh, they're always cutting me off. Oh, you feel unseen, do you? Why do you feel unseen? Because I've always been overlooked. Why have you always been overlooked? Because nobody thought I was important. Why did nobody think you were important? Well, I wasn't ever really wanted, you know. Ah, you see, right where you go, you feel unwanted? Unwanted is just a feeling. It is not fact. The law is fact. And the law is telling you, it's all right that you feel unwanted, but you are wanted. Do you want you? And that is where you start. Do I want me? Well, if I want me, I'm going to go to bed on time. I'm going to wake up on time. I'm going to eat this particular way. I'm going to go to the gym. Why? Because I'm wanted. And when you want something, you care for it. That is what proves that you are wanted. Self-care. So you see how it happens? So when you start to feel that thing, depending on the experience you have, do the about turn right away and go, acknowledge. It takes a split second to do that. It really, truly does. Don't just say, oh my God, I'm so angry. Why are you angry? You can do nothing with anger until you diffuse it. And how would you diffuse it? By recognizing why you are. And realizing, oh, Angela, I'm just being petty today. I felt like I had time today. That's what I want to remind us of today with the about turn in our lives. We are never stuck in an undesirable situation. Ever. We have the keys by which to free ourselves. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. And do you know you are the sun in the middle of your own universe? How so? You're the one determining how things roll out, how they orbit around you. What kind of people are orbiting in your atmosphere? Well, that depends on your gravitational attraction to them. You are the center of your universe. Your universe. You are. Well, how do you know? Because there's a universe above us. So where's the universe below? You and me. That's what it is. You are a heavenly body. What else is a heavenly body? Sun, moon, stars. As above, so below. What's your moon? The most predominant habit that you've got in your life. Because it pulls things into your gravitational field. This is how it is. As above, so below. But somehow we think we're separate from those things. As Thoth the Atlantean says, man is a body bound to a star. You have the power within you. Start using it. But I don't know how, Angela. What if I do it wrong? There's no right or wrong. There's just a what experience would you like to have? What's most beneficial to you at this time? And we always know because we get the desire to eat and sleep, don't we? And to quench our thirst, follow those inclinations. That's what we do. So today, take that time. If you notice this whole week, be gentle on yourself when you're doing these things. Because we are learning a new way to be. That's what we're doing. We're learning a new way to be. So, I will leave you with that. 3:30 p.m. We have what? We're talking about the all. The all. Yes, the all from the all is mind. Oh, we're going to learn about the all today. Fascinating. The all. That's what we'll learn about. Why is that important? Because when you know and you comprehend what the all is, never again will you confuse the all with, I will destroy the world. The all is not God. Notice that God is a little g. But if you don't know the difference between the all and what we humans call God, then we'll be continually spinning in that fear of eternal damnation. When you look through the law, do you see damnation anywhere? Just out of curiosity. Well, how would you know? Because you know people when you observe their habits. But I'll leave that for the law today. In the all. That's what we're going to do. We'll leave that for there. Let me just make sure. There. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3. Remember to pivot right away. Acknowledge where you are. Decide where you want to be and start doing the action. Embody the state that you want to be. Embody it. Embody it. Do you know that's where fake it till you make it comes from? That's where it came from. It came from the law. Fake it till you make it. Behave the way you want to be treated. So you keep faking? No, I don't. That's why I don't like it. Don't fake the behavior. Do the behavior of the new person you want to become. Because the more you do the new action, new action, new neural pathway. Remember that if you remember nothing else. New action, new neural pathway. Bam, new habit. New habit, new way of living, new lifestyle. That is what it is. 2, 1. Much love, Twitter. Much love. Twitter is closed. Fan base. I see you all. Brian, Malik, Coach, Jamea, Coco Love, KZ, Yamila, Matthias, Summer Rose, My Melanin, Zola. You all have been amazing. Thank you for the love today. Thank you for being here today. Your mere presence tells me everything I need to know. Why? Because you can know a man by his habits. It tells me you are learning. It tells me you are applying what you learn, thereby telling me that you are changing and becoming the person you want to be. That is what your very presence means. That's what it means. I hope you're aware of that. And you know where I always am at the end, right? I'm always on YouTube. So you can pop on over there and check us out, till we get the last remnants of gravy from the bowl. You guys, I love you. Thank you for being here, fan base. Thank you. Fan base is closed. Let me pop into the chat now, my beautiful friends. Huh? Oh, mixed genre. I haven't said that name yet. We're here. Ah, live in the reality of your desire. Emanon, I could not have put it better myself. Listen to it again. Live in the reality of your desire. It means to do the action. For instance, if you are currently a tenant and you want to be a homeowner, what does that look like? As a homeowner, you're going to have more responsibilities. You might have to replace that toilet. You might have to get a new fridge. Where's that money going to come from? Your wise investments. So begin to invest some of your money that says, so every time you have to phone your landlord to say, oh my God, something's wrong, put away that money for situations that can arise in a house. Because you're living in the reality of your desire. You're not living as a tenant. You're living as an owner. Make sure you, like I said, if you have to mow the lawn or shovel the snow, do those things where you live. You don't treat a rental property like, it's not mine anyway, so I don't care. You see that attitude? How can you ever be a homeowner with that attitude? Because you know what you're doing? You're showing yourself that you don't care where you live because of your attitude. It has nothing to do with whether you own it or you rent it. You live in it. So treat it the way you would treat your property. And you'll begin to see that, oh, snap, look at all this money I saved up. Next thing you know, you're presented with an opportunity to buy something. Fancy that. Take the opportunity to save. And I know I've heard for a long time, oh, but it's so hard to save. I understand. But practice saving. That's what we do. You live in the reality of your desire. Emanon, I love it. That's what I'm going to call it. This, once I name it for the replay, live in the reality of your desire. Do you know why? Because that's what the about turn is. You have to recognize the undesirable so that you can name the desirable. And then you start to do the actions of the desirable. Ultra. Now that I understand the law better, I don't have that time for drama for anybody anymore. Oh, that's right. Because you look at your vibration and you look at what it cost you to get there. And you respect yourself so much. You say, you know what? No, that's okay. I'm good. Hard pass. That's what you do. Because you realize what is valuable to you. And this is the self-respect. Self-respect. And you know what happens when you respect the self? Disrespectful people don't necessarily come into your orbit. They won't. Why? Because as within, so without. That's what it is. Beauty Queen Onika, I see you, darling. Empress Ella. I love that. Live in the reality of your desire. Ain't not? I see you, Sonovia. Sonia, I missed you yesterday. Miss Ravioli, Shay, Buttermaster Glam, David, and the Better Man. But that's it. They're boundaries, of course. And the beauty of that boundary, when you recognize it, when you see the boundary, you know the first thing you recognize? I am living by way of law. Well, how do you know? Because the boundary is within you already. If the boundary is not there to show you the pathway, how can you recreate it? As within, so without. Right? Those boundaries only exist if you build them. And the boundary goes along with self-respect, self-love, self-care. You notice anybody in the throes of depression, they don't bathe very often because they don't care. There's something to be said with care. When you take care of yourself, your attention is on you. You elevate your vibration because you say, I am worthwhile. I am worthy. Oh, but that's just a simple shower, Angela. A simple shower goes a long way if you're raising teenage boys, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, hallelujah. Testosterone. But I digress. Show some care of self. Do not tolerate ill talk. Not from you. Ever again. You notice I didn't say from anybody else, I said from you. Because if you don't tolerate it and you don't do it for you, you cannot do it on the outside, nor will you experience that on the outside. You may run parallel to it, but you won't entangle with it. It is only ever the self. Neville Goddard tells us this. There's none but the self to change. I say there's none but the self to recognize. Why? Because the universe is a mental creation. My mentality, your mentality, self. So the next time you say things like self-love, you'll know exactly what you're saying. Because you have a what? A true comprehension. To understand this is just, you kind of sort of get it. But to comprehend it means you know what it is. And so that's what I wanted to tell you today. Live in the reality of your desire. You must do the action of it. Because you're alive and you're doing the action. You're living in the reality that you create. That's it, Beauty Queen Anika. That's it. No more low-level thinking. Absolutely correct. And you see, in order for you to recognize that that's where you came from, that means you're seeing the evidence of your new way of living. And that's why Neville Goddard can say, remember when? Remember when? That's it. You can sit back and go, oh my God, I've come so far. I love it. I'm going to keep going. Because that's why I say, if you're going to reminisce, because to reminisce is human, it's the design. We recall memories, and we live by way of those memories. That's why they're habits, yes? When we reminisce, if you use that power of reminiscing, because it is power, it's energy that you're using to recall. If you say, oh my God, I remember when I used to... And you see how it makes you feel in your body the minute you say, oh my God, I remember when I used to fit in those jeans. That's how we reminisce. That's how we reminisce. But get on board with reminiscing. And when you reminisce, I remember when I used to have, as Beauty Queen Anika says, stinking thinking. Not anymore. My thoughts are fragrant like the rose, and I edify myself with them. Empress Ella, aw, thank you, Empress Ella. I'm glad that you were uplifted and edified because it tells me you are implementing what you've learned because it moved you to act in a new way. That's what it tells me. And because you're acting in a new way and living in a new way, you have new experiences. And when you have new experiences, my word, life is beautiful, isn't it? Thank you, Beauty Queen Onika. I love you as well. I guess you can say I was appropriately named. Because my dad's name is Angelo, and everybody tells him he's an angel. He's so cute. He's 70, my sweet daddy. He is. And so I was named after him. Yeah, and people say that to me all the time. You're such an angel. Yes, self-impregnate. Oh, yes. And you know what that means. It means you have projected your seed thought into your feminine subconscious mind. That is what it means to self-impregnate. That's what it means. Right? I love you all. I truly, truly do. I love you. Where's my bowl? Hold on. Let me hit my bowl. This sounds bad, but y'all know what I'm saying. Where is it? Here it is. Ah, K-Frame. Welcome, darling. Did you get my response to your email? All right. Oh, don't slide down there, bowl. This thing has a little bit of an incline, so bear with me, y'all. Normally, what are you saying there, Eminon? Impregnate your subconscious mind with the desires of your reality wishes. But of course. Yes, of course. The ebb and flow on both levels. Oh, hallelujah. That's how we roll. And you see, when you begin to implement the law, you get all fired up. Shea Butter said she was fired up yesterday from testimonials. Right? Each man according to his own merit. What is your merit? What's your merit? The amount of attention you put towards your what? Your desired reality. Your desired change. That is your merit. And that is how one is rewarded. See, we reward ourselves. The law doesn't reward anybody. We reward ourselves. How do you reward yourself? By recognizing that, oh my God, I did it. I put in that work. I did it. David. Oh, David, I love you. David, I just love you. Yes, you are pregnant with the seed thought of your desired offspring. That is what you're mentally pregnant. Yes. Yes, you are. See, normally we hit the bowl when people give a super chat or when someone comes as a member, but I'm also going to hit that bowl. I'm just reading Eminon. Yes, always. Listen, the law is easy and it wants you to understand it. That's why it is easy. Oh, you got your glasses today? Oh, Beauty Queen Onika. She says she's pregnant too. You see, there it is. Mental offspring. Why mental offspring? Because the universe is a mental creation. And to create, you must project masculine into the waiting womb of the feminine subconscious. That's how we become mentally pregnant with our offspring. Mentally pregnant. Because pregnant just means, you planted something and you're going to reap it. Huh? Something is in the womb. And we all have a womb of the mind. Subconscious is the womb. Zarian, hello. I see you, my fan base friend. Yes, we are here to be fruitful and multiply. But we think it's just with babies. Nah, that's how you procreate. But to create, is mental. I'ma ding the bowl. I'ma hit the bowl. Hold on, y'all. Oh, disclaimer, if you suffer seizures, you might want to take out your headphones, right? See that beautiful feeling it gives you? Yes. Thought and then the action. The thought is the direction that you want your body to go in. That's why thought, word, and action are one motion. Emanon, yes, you thank yourself because you put that work in. Emanon, yes, we have our desires. And when you start to live your desire, what? Live in the reality of your desire. Oh, let me see if I can say this, Zarian. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Is that how I say it? I love language. I do. I love language, as K-Frame discovered. I love language. Speaking and telling a story. What does it mean? I love the word myoho. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I love that word. Namu myoho renge kyo. It has a rhythm to it when you say it because that's your mother's language. I'm just waiting for you to tell me what it means. I'll give you a moment to type. Eminem, you got me up in here cracking up. Eminem says he's pregnant too. You know what? And that's what manifestation is. The birth of your offspring. The birth of your mental offspring. That's how come you can know the abundance of someone's heart. They speak it, thus they act it out. Every day. Japanese. Oh, devotion to the mystic. Law of the Lotus Sutra. Oh, Zarian, we must connect, my dear darling. We must. Hold on. I'm typing. And the reason I say we must connect Ah, David, yes? That's it, right? That bowl is so nice. I gotta make room for it right there. I want to pin that email because mixed genre, I don't see her, but because of her yesterday, dun, da, 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 I learned how to pin a message. So, Zarian, I pinned my email. Slide into my emails, please, so that because mantras. I don't know if you've ever read the Emerald Tablets, but Thoth also taught mantras. Oh, he sure did. And you see, a lot of things that people don't understand is a mantra is a vibration. A mantra is a vibration. And the vibration, when Thoth says it, he says, do you not see the vibration when you say these things to unbind you from the things, from the fetters? Whew. Man, y'all gotta get into the Emerald Tablets, but allegedly, I'll say that because some people don't believe in the Emerald Tablets. I, I can neither say yay or nay, but I see the laws around me every day. That's what I know. I don't believe laws, I know them, right? But I am very interested, Zarian, in creating a mantra. That's what I would like to do. And I'm going to need you for that, Mr. Language Man. I have two of you now, and my resident etymologist, Mozinga. Oh, well, it is a Tibetan bowl, so from the same region. Hmm? Let's let's do it again. There's a difference between having it sing and hitting it. There's a difference between those two things. Let me take off my ring. Hold on. Because I'm going to have to hold it to make it sing. It takes a moment, so bear with me. Let's make it sing for a minute. All right. How did that feel? You see, because there's something about sound, yes? There's something about sound. Something about sound. does something to us. It is beautiful. And, you know, it's definitely from, there's this new fandangled thing, brainwave entrainment, but the Buddhists have been doing this for years with these bowls. When when you play a particular thing, a frequency, the brain will follow it. We remember why that is. Because the body has been designed to take commands. So when you play the bowl, whether it be crystal or Tibetan, right? When you play it, your brain catches that signal and begins to echo it right back. And because it echoes it right back, your whole physiology will now fall into alignment with that frequency. So it's not words, right? It's the frequency that the brain picks up and follows. And so that every fiber of your being now hums that whole thing you've just heard, especially the longer you do it. I'm glad you guys stayed today. So Zarian, I look forward to hearing from you. And I stand to learn lots. I know a bit of pinyin, but but nothing like you do. You know? But I trust that you can feel what I feel right now. It was the most beautiful thing. And I think I'm just setting up a schedule. I'm going to post it for you guys as well as myself, so I know then I'm here, and we will be doing more sound baths. And I usually reserve sound baths for members, either whether they're members on Patreon or members on Fanbase or YouTube, because they're the ones who are always here, right? So, I'm sweating, y'all. I'm sweating. But I thank you for being here on this lovely Friday. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. Pass the ball to you next, Emanon. You got jokes, baby. Look, my son told me a joke last night, too. He says, Mom, you gotta tell them. What did the DJ name his son? Eric. Couldn't help myself. It's just, look, I love to laugh, okay? I love to laugh. And so, that's what it is, right? You guys are awesome. Oh, I'm just looking for that so that I can pin it up there again from Emanon. Live in the reality of your desires. That is your word today. Beauty Queen Anika, peace and love to you always as well. And I just saw Sonovia's name. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I saw Zenobia. I did not see Ty's tidbits, though. Not. Yes, I see you. There. All right, y'all. Let's go forth and remember today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, we have the all is what we're learning about. The first principle, the all. Mentalism, yes? We're learning about the all today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. And you best believe the bowl will be there. We're going to hit the bowl together again. So come on out for that and let us, let us grow. Thank you, Zarian. When I get my phone, I don't have my phone on me. It's on my night table. I'll check your email and I'll respond. K-Frame, if you're still here, you should respond to me too, because yeah. Yes. I do love to laugh, and my son knows this. He said that to me. He told me that joke last night. Do you really? You DJ too? Oh, shoot. Right? No, no, let me tell you something. This child knows that I love to laugh, and he just makes me laugh. Because he can sense if something has got his mother's attention, you know, and because he can feel my vibration. And he just said, he just looked at me straight in the face. Mom, what did the DJ name his son? And then when he said it, I was like, I never laughed so hard. Let me tell you something. So I posted it on my parenting for single moms YouTube channel, so that, I share those things with people, with our kidlets. But yes, thank you all for being here. And remember to live in the reality of your desire. I might actually, Emanon, do a live stream on that so that people can grasp what it means on a much deeper level. I love you all. Peace.